Final update, my wife left a note, don't look for me. I need freedom. So I didn't. I filed for divorce, froze the accounts, and went on vacation. 3 days later, she was waiting outside my lawyer's office in tears. Part 2. Kyle scoffed, his charm curdling into aggression. Don't be an ass. This is her home. We just need to get her passport and some of her clothes, then her lawyer can send my lawyer a formal request, I said, beginning to close the door. Kyle's hand shot out, pushing against it. You're going to regret this. I can make things very difficult for you. The threat hung in the air, it was clumsy, stupid, and the best gift he could have given me. I looked him dead in the eye. Is that a threat, Kyle? He faltered, just for a second. It's advice. I'll add it to the file, I said, and closed the door. I heard them muttering outside for a few minutes before their footsteps retreated. That night, the quiet of the house felt different, heavier. The stone in my gut was back. I walked into my home office and powered up our old shared desktop computer. I'd never had a reason to be suspicious before, or maybe I'd chosen not to be. It didn't take long, she hadn't even bothered to delete her browser history. There it was, hotel bookings, restaurant reservations, and a private Instagram chat log between her and Kyle going back 6 months. It was all there, the deception, the planning, the casual cruelty. Comments about my predictability, jokes about the boring life she was about to escape. The final message from her, sent the morning she left, note is on the counter. Freedom awaits. See you at the hotel in an hour. K3. I methodically took screenshots of everything, every single message. I saved them to a thumb drive, labeled it leverage, and emailed a copy to Walter. The grief was still there, but now it had a hard, sharp edge, it was turning into fuel. The next month was a masterclass in bureaucratic fallout. I didn't have to be a mastermind, I just had to be organized and tell the truth. First, the house we were renting with an option to buy that I had been saving for. The lease was up for renewal. When the landlord called, I explained the situation simply. Lauren has permanently vacated the premises as of this date. I have a signed handwritten note from her confirming this. I would like to renew the lease in my name only. I emailed him a picture of the note. He was a reasonable man who hated complications, so he drew up a new lease for me alone. A week later, Lauren called me, hysterical. The landlord said I'm not on the lease, she said. He said if I try to enter the property, he'll call the police. You can't do that, Nathan. My name has been on that lease for 5 years. You abandoned the lease, Lauren, I said, repeating the words Walter had coached me to use. And my lawyer has the documentation to prove it. Second, the social fallout. I didn't badmouth her to her friends, I didn't have to. Her and Kyle's behavior did all the work. They were now an official public couple. They started posting photos together at expensive dinners and on weekend trips. It looked desperate, a frantic performance of happiness. Meanwhile, the news of her break and my immediate divorce filing had spread. People can do the math. I got a call from a mutual friend, Kelly. Hey, I'm so sorry about all this, she said, her voice hesitant. Honestly, it's all anyone at her office is talking about. It's gotten really awkward, people are taking sides. It turned out Kyle was married too, a fact Lauren had apparently not been privy to. His own divorce was now underway, and it was significantly messier and more public than ours. The perfect corporate couple was imploding under the weight of their own drama. The financial pressure was the real kicker. Without access to the joint accounts, Lauren was entirely dependent on Kyle, and Kyle, it seemed, was not as wealthy as his blazer suggested. His assets were tied up in his own marital home. The pinnacle of their desperation came in the form of a